Hello and welcome to the 2024 ARWS Japanese Grand Prix from the Fuji Speedway. On pole again to the surprise of absolutely no one, it's Emma Kickert for Simpson by about half a second as usual over. This time it's Marco Jancher on the front row alongside her for Euromotor. On the second row of the grid, we have the new championship leader, defending champion Phillippe Nicolas for Holiday. And alongside him, we have Edvard Holm in the second of the two Simpsons. On the third row of the grid, it's Tomo Kazuma for Racing Point. Racing Point have once again been hit with a fine, as it turns out, for various baseless accusations of rigging against them by their team boss, William Story, and have lost more sponsors as a result of that, and have also had that fine paid out by their one remaining sponsor, Ineos. So as a result, they're having to tighten their belts a bit, I think, to compete in these last two races. But regardless, Kazuma starting fifth, alongside Bradley Dackbell in the second Euromotor. I think that's probably his best qualifying performance since he was in AutoGP. Very rare to see him that far up the grid, but he's up there today. Just ahead of Takuma Taki, starting 7th in car number 7. Hopefully that's a good omen for Taki, who will be looking to, of course, retake the championship lead here in front of his home crowd. He'll be sharing row 4 with Magda Srvanski in the March 16. March 16, of course, won this race last year with Gary Pacer, but have had their issues in repeating that feat since. In fact, their only win since then has been at the hands of Srvanski's teammate, Final Watson, who won at the Granite State Grand Prix in Loudon. He'll be starting 9th alongside Václav Malish in the checkmate, rounding out our top 10 starters. On row 6, we have Anu Vozu returning from her 4-race suspension from racing. She's once again performing excellently in qualifying trim. We'll see if she can follow that up in the race and show that she hasn't lost. She's none the worse for wear for having sat out the last 4 races. Of course, regardless of that, she is facing. She will be leaving that team, in fact, at the end of the season. She's been signed to the new Globex Scorpio Racing team for 2025. So this will be a little bit of a farewell tour for Vozu in that Adriatica. And she's sharing row 6 with Kalon for the factory Bentley outfit. Just ahead of, just behind them, rather, is Humbert Moyamoudier and Andrei Kremnitsky. Moyamoudier, of course, has announced his retirement from racing following this race. This will be his last race. I tried to make sense of his statement as to why he chose to return and then retire, as opposed to just retiring, but following his injuries in Britain. But regardless, he's here for one more race. He's sharing that 7th row with Andrei Kremnitsky, who of course will be leaving Checkmate at the end of the season, and of course will be hopeful to put on a solid show here to try and find day drive somewhere else for 2025. Someone who doesn't have to find a drive for 2025 is Akio Yamamura, who's re-signed with Adriatica. And in fact, neither does Pierre Saint-Laurent, who's also returning in that Bentley for 2025. They're sharing row 8, starting 15th and 16th. And on the 9th row of the grid, in 17th and 18th positions, are Diego Alvarez Torrente and Nathaniel Cameron in the 2 Joneses. This is in fact, Torrente's last appearance for Jones. He's made every single start of his ARWS career for Jones, But if he remains on the grid, if he doesn't head back to Formula One, he will have to find a seat with someone else, because his replacement for next season, Katie May, will be making her debut at the Australian Grand Prix next time out. On the 10th row of the grid, we have Alberto Cara for Yang Wang. Yang Wang still running the what was it again? The Sun Wukong video game livery. I'm not entirely sure of the tie-in there. What that's about. Oh, actually, I think we might have an expert in the booth here with us. Would you care to give us a little bit of a background on that, Getz?
I believe it's part of BYD's partnership with Game Science. I know they do partnerships. I know you may have seen Leonardo DiCaprio around the grid a few times. He's their brand ambassador for their international expansion. So this is part of they do technical partnerships. Not so much outside of, it's rarely seen outside of China, but so it's nice to see them trying to take this to international, like to bring some on the Red Bull sponsored tie-ins back in the 2000s.
Of course, and well, I mean, the Japanese rounds where they've been running that livery are, of course, as close as the ARWS will get to China this season. So I suppose it makes sense for them to run those liveries in these two races.
Hopefully it goes better than last time.
Yeah, hopefully.
Because I know that about going last time.
Well, I mean, Kara had a poor time out, but Fu Wen at least got a top 10 finish. That was something. But yes, Kara starting 19th, and Ben Fleet in the first of the Foxtails is starting 20th. We've got on the 11th row of the grid, starting 21st is Malik Sedan in the first of the Mechas, and Martin McFry in the second Foxtail. McFry still, like Kara in fact, a bit of an outside championship contender at this stage. He will need to rely on a bit of unreliability from his fellow competitors to really capitalize on that championship outside championship shot. We've got Fu Wen on the 12th row of the grid alongside Naoki Shinjo in the second Yangwang and the second Mecha, and on the final row of the grid, it's Aurora Summers and Carmen Alvarez Torrente in the Peak Motorsport cars. With that, the start of the race is just moments away. So that is engines fired, just waiting for the lights to come out here at Fuji Speedway. And it is green, and it's a fantastic launch off the grid from Marco Jantra, who immediately bolts into the lead well before they even get to turn number one, and Bradley Dagnall has joined him with an excellent start as well. He's up to second with Kickert down to third and Holm down to fourth. We'll just check to make sure nobody further back has been come to any strife. Just look a bit further back here. Oh, I think that is some damage. In fact, that's one of the Bentleys. That's Kalon, who's lost his front wing and then has had his rear wing taken off by Akira Yamamura. So a terrible start there for Kalon. He's going to have to get back to the pit to get both of those wings replaced. We'll just have a look on board here, see exactly what happened to Lon off the start here. Looks like a decent enough start from him. He goes to the... Oh, goodness, he just completely missed his braking point and smacked right to the back of... That was Tomo Kazuma, in fact, his former protege in the Racing Point. And, of course, we saw Akira Yamamura there just sort of make contact with the rear of that car and sort of take off Lon's rear wing. So, Lon already in trouble very early in this race, but... It is a fantastic getaway for Marco Jantra and Bradley Dagnall. It's a Euromotor 1-2 on lap 1 here in Fuji Speedway.
A fantastic start for the Euromotors, though. It's always a question of reliability. Of all the powered teams, they probably had the worst this season.
Certainly, but if nothing else, that's going to give Hildegard Shevchenko-Neumann a reason to celebrate on the pit wall here. We'll just have to wait and hope to see if they can make the most of that excellent start. We've got Watson in 6th, Taki holds on to 7th, Stravinsky 8th, and Cosmo with a bit of a poor start. She's down to 9th on the start, but makes up for that here with a nice slipstream overtake on Stravinsky to take over 8th place. We've got Nicolas here making a dive to the inside of Edvard Holm, not able to make the move stick. As we've got Lon now coming into the pit lane, getting those front wings replaced. Moy Moudier's up to 11th, was taking a look to the inside of Malish for that 10th position, but not able to make it stick. Then it's Vozu, Kremnitsky, Yamamura, Pierre Saint-Laurent in 15th, then Diego Alvarez Torrente, Alberto Cara, Ben Fleet, Nathaniel Cameron, Naoki Shinjo, Martin McFry, Mali Sedan, Aurora Summers, Fu Wen down to 24th off the start, Carmen Alvarez Torrente, and of course, Kalon just returning to the race now after getting those wings replaced.
It doesn't look like much, but I know like Kara wants to finish ahead of the Foxtail since those two teams are up in the top 5 in the Constructors' Championship. And clearly, like, if Young wants to try to claw back some positions, they're going to have to finish ahead of the Foxtail.
Yeah, I think Foxtail and Yangwang are the, well, they're the top rivals for each other, as we've got another fastest lap there for Marco Jancher. I thought perhaps Emma Kickert might have a go at Bradley Dignall into turn 1 there, but you can just see all the way down that straight, the Euromotor is just so quick in a straight line, there's really nothing Kickert can do. Unless, of course, Dignall somehow misses a shift or something, which I know he's not the most highly rated racing driver, but he's probably better than that, as Malish continues to hold off Moya Moudier for 10th. Kicker trying to have another go at Dagnall here, but again, she's just too far back to really make a serious effort for that 2nd position. It's really been the story of her season. She's been an excellent qualifier, as we all know. 15 pole positions for 15 tries so far this season, but practically every race she's just been mobbed off the start, and this race is no exception to that, as we've got that is Jancher now.
Yeah, pretty sure I saw people booing.
Sorry?
They heard Kickert getting a pole position. They actually were booing her during the pole awards ceremony.
Yeah, that does seem to have been the case. Her dominance of Saturdays has not been particularly well received by the fans, as we see Kazuma there making a move on Watson, but Watson with the counter-attack into turn 1. Excellent racecraft there by Final Watson, and he will take back 7th position. I think he did lose a position a little bit ago to Takuma Taki, as we've got Nathaniel Cameron.
For Cameron.
That's since signing that contract to stay with Jones, it's not been a great start. Oh goodness, we've got yellow flags. I think that's Tomo Kazuma. I think Tomo Kazuma in trouble here, but Cameron, of course, with throttle issues, he should be able to get those repaired. But what happened here to Tomo Kazuma? Okay, so she's trying to find a way back past Final Watson, goes well off. I think she just, oh my goodness, that was a heavy hit into the outside barrier there. Let's hope she's okay.
At least it was a hit on the side, not a head-on hit, considering how fast that section of the track is.
Yeah, let's see exactly how quick she was going.
Yeah, it just went wide. I think she just went misjudged. It's not 130R. You can't go flat out in the grass there.
Yeah, I think perhaps she just sort of understeered wide with the sort of the weight coming off the back of Watson's car, but regardless, it's not been a fruitful return to ARWS competition for Tomo Kazuma. That's 2 retirements from 2 efforts. And that does elevate Servansky back up into 8th place. Moy Moudier's made it past Malish, as has Anu Vozu, it does seem. So Malish losing a little bit of ground earlier in this race. but still running close enough to the front of the cars he should be battling, I suppose. Kicker, again, just not getting enough of the slipstream off the back of Bradley Dagnall there. Frustratingly having to hold on to third position at the moment. Fortunately, she's not really coming under any threat from her teammate Edvard Holm just yet. And it does seem that Phillippe Nicolas is just content to hold on to 5th position there. Knowing that his main championship rival Takuma Taki is behind him in the running order. Again, Kicker, they're just trying to unnerve Dagnall a bit. They're trying to get him to go offline a little bit, make a mistake, but Dagnall's doing good so far. He's holding on to that position and really resisting any efforts from Kicker to retake the lead here. Retake second position, I should say. Marco Jancher's in the lead. And this is, as stated earlier, the final appearance we will be seeing of Hubert Moutier behind the wheel of an ARWS car. He has announced his retirement in the run-up to this race. Although he won't be leaving the sport entirely. I think he said something about remaining with Holiday in some regard, although we haven't gotten any confirmation on exactly what that might entail. We've got Bradley Dagnall still resisting any effort by Kicker to retake second position here.
It'd be fast enough it's not forming a train right now. I think they're still pretty spread out still.
Yeah, Kicker, again, she's not really been able to force Dagnall offline or anything, so he's running more or less the type of lap times he should be, and of course Kicker's quick enough anyway to stick with him, so there's not really a lot of opportunity for likes of Holm or Nicolas to really close up behind him. Although I do note that there is definitely a gap forming between this top 5 and the 6th position of Takuma Taki here. Again, I think they did have quite a limited practice schedule this weekend, so they might not be on the level of they may not have got the ideal setup. Of course, last time it came to Fuji, Alberto Cara was here driving one of the racing points.
So if I'm reading this right, do they just smear it with white paint on the rear wing there? Or is that
possibly, yes. I'm not sure. They also appear to have scratched off their former sponsor on the engine cover there, as we've got another set of yellow flags.
Holm.
It's Edvard Holm. Oh goodness, and that's Emma Kicker has an engine problem on her car. Is that possibly why Holm's off? So yes, it looks like Holm.
He went wide trying to avoid the smoke, and again had the same problem.
Yeah, might have been a bit unsighted from the smoke. Might have gotten a little bit of oil on his tires, but Holm there with once again just finding any which way to get to befall ill luck, and just like that, Simpson have gone from being 3rd and 4th to soon to be retired and probably 24th, because Holm's gonna have to wait for all of these cars to come by before he can rejoin the race.
The golden chance for Racing Point, though. I assume they want to be further up the grid. I know they're not fighting the Euro motors, but they're just going to claw back as many points as they can with this race, and both the Simpsons are not going to finish up top.
Yes, although Holm is able to return to the race at the very least. Kicker will soon be retiring that car, I have to imagine, but yes, in the Constructors' Championship, this is good news for Racing Point, of course, with the early retirement of Tomo Kazuma. Kicker...
Yeah, they're the only two that could realistically win the Constructors' title at this point. I think Holiday and Foxtail are a bit too far behind at the moment.
Yes, although if they both double DNF in this race and the next race, then they, it's not completely unlikely, but they might indeed have a shot.
Speaking of, this is the Don looking to make a pass on one of the Foxtails.
I think that is McFry there, and indeed the Don makes the move stick.
Yep, Zidane, the Egyptian driver, though he has come up through the ranks in Japanese race through the Formula Nippon series and other like Super GT. He's definitely familiar with Fuji Speedway, despite not being a Japanese citizen.
Oh my goodness! And Marco Yancher pulls off to the side of the road. There's a transmission failure on the lead Euromotor, and that hands the lead to the other one of Bradley Dagnall. We've got also Kicker's car has been retired from the race, so two of the top three have just retired from like a lap ago, have just retired from the race. Bradley Dagnall has inherited the lead from Phillippe Nicolas, with Takuma Taki up in third position now.
Yep, those two drivers are up where they need to be if they're trying to capitalize on Simpson's woes. Because, as again, Euromotor is they're not fighting them for the championship, so they probably don't have to race Dagnall too hard. They may just let him take the win if that car can survive to the finish.
Yes, but that said, Dagnall hasn't been the quickest driver, and as you might imagine, any racing driver worth their salt will take the opportunity for a win if they feel it's on the table. But as it is now, Dagnall does have a lead of about 2.5 seconds, although Nicola was slightly quicker than him on the previous lap, so our reigning champion might have something in the bag here. Looking to collect. Let me just double check. I think this would be his third win on the last 4. I just need to double check this.
That's been quite. Nicola has been at win drought. He's finally like scoring podium after podium. Thought he was down and out, but it looks like the defending champion and one of the old guard of the sport is still showing he's a force to be reckoned with.
Oh, absolutely. He's not going down in this championship without a fight, at the very least. Of course, he currently has retaken the championship lead with that win last time out at Suzuka, and this would be, if he can catch and pass Bradley Dagnall, or make the move through pit stops somehow.
It looks like we're finally already reaching the first of the lap traffic. Oh, I think Cameron had a problem earlier. That's why it's so far down.
Yes, he's still recovering, but he probably will be lapped in the next couple of laps. But oh goodness, that's Nicola closing up massively on brakes there. Dagnall taking it very tentatively.
Much more confident in his brakes than the Dagnall's car.
Yeah, so I have to wonder what exactly happened there to Bradley Dagnall. Is there an issue for him? There's a throttle issue on the Euromotor. Oh my goodness! And Sector just 3, like that,
he could get it back to the pits. We're coming in the final corners.
Yeah, he's just getting around the final corner now. He just has to get it back to the pit lane. But just like that, Phillippe Nicolas has been handed the race lead, and will have a significant margin over his championship rival in second position. So, all looking good so far in the early going for Phillippe Nicolas at the very least. There goes Taki through. Dagnall does get it back to the pits, but
now Taki's needs to pick up the pace because they are the two title contenders right now.
Yeah, so I'm not sure he really can though. As mentioned, Racing Point haven't really been able to get the kind of practice running necessary to get a proper setup on the car, and you can see he's already dropped over 8 seconds behind Phillippe Nicolas, which is not what we've been seeing throughout the season.
It's also clear if he's going for a one-stop, he's going to try to beat Nicolas by having one last pit stop. That's also a consideration. I've lost count of the number of sponsors that have left the Racing Point team.
Basically, at this point, they've just got Rich Energy, which William Story, of course, runs,
Story's own brand,
and Ineos. and that's about it. Who paid their most recent fine, and as such are withholding the sponsorship money that would have otherwise been paid to the team for this race. So I'm not entirely. It is a little surprising that Williams-Story is allowing their logos to remain on the car, but perhaps that's perhaps there's a reason behind that. I'm sure we'll find out all about it post-race if there is one.
I believe Phillips is also staying on as a minor sponsor, from what I see.
Sorry, who's staying on as a minor sponsor?
Phillips.
Is that on the rear wing there?
I believe it's them. Anyway. I mean, let's see. If he's on the one stop, I think he has the pace to win, but that's a big question mark.
That's Omron is what we're hearing. But regardless, we've got Taki holding on to second, even if he is significantly down on the pace of Nicolas. It's a full second slower, but he's doing enough to stay ahead of the March 16s of Watson and Servansky for now. Moya-Moutier is in 5th currently.
So, I think as well last year, catching lap traffic, you really want to catch it in those first 2 sectors where it's very high speed. As we have a smoke from the boys now.
That is an engine failure for the Haman power plant of Anu Vozu, and well, it's a familiar story for her. Excellently performing in the qualifying and the race.
Her and Burrell have been getting the podiums, even though it's not. Neither of them are the ones up in the top 10 in the stands. That'd be your teammate Yamamura, who's had a very quiet but many low top 10 finishes this season.
Yeah, that is the style of Yamamura, though, I suppose, is to just sort of be under the radar and not make any noise if they don't see fit to make that, see it necessary to do so. But that will promote Vaslan Malish back up into 6th position, with Kremnitsky now 7th and Yamamura 8th, as that is Vozu finally pulling over and retiring the car there. And there is the...
Kara's already up to 12th before the pit stops. That's pretty surprising.
Yeah, although part of that is because of the issues from Kalon and Nathaniel Cameron, as well as the free retirements we've also already seen. But Kara doing a very solid job early on.
Yeah, I mentioned because he almost won this race as a substitute for Racing Point last season if the engine didn't fail in the closing 5 laps. So he knows he's quick around here.
Indeed, although he's a bit under threat here from Ben Fleet. Fleet's not too far back.
I believe Holm is coming to get back up after that spin earlier. Obviously, Dagnall, I believe that's a pass position.
Yeah, that was a pass for 10th position on Saint Laurent, and here's Holm getting around Fleet. I don't think he'll catch Kara by the end of the straight.
I mean, he's not racing him. He's obviously the car's much faster than the Yangwang hybrid power plant.
Yes.
So he's gonna pass him probably on this lap.
Yeah, they'll probably try and find a way. If I had to guess, probably at the Dunlop chicane, right at the which Humbert Moya-Moutier is currently negotiating. Well, actually, no, he's already made the move. It seems. Never mind.
Yeah, you want to catch lap traffic or slow cars in those first 2 sectors. The last sector, which was the 2005 edition, is pretty technical and narrow. You don't want to catch lap traffic there.
Yeah, it's very difficult to find a way past here. It's not very conducive to overtaking this section by here.
Originally, the track was all high-speed sweepers. That was just a single long sweeping corner, what's now the 3rd sector.
I think this is Kalon making a move here on Aurora Summers. That's for 19th position, recovering, of course, from that lap 1 incident. We saw him lose both his wings, but he's staying with it at least. Although Cameron still has a bit of ways to go before he could start making his way through the field. We've got Naoki Shinjo into the pit. This is a scheduled pit stop for Shinjo in the mecha. I believe this is the opening of the free stop window here. I think the free stop is in fact the preferred strategy due to tire wear. There are some concerns about tire wear on this track, and as such, the free stop seems to be preferred. Although there are quite a few that think the two stop might be the way to go. So might be interesting to see exactly who favors what strategy. As we've got another issue for Takuma Taki. I say another issue. This is another issue besides the fact that the car isn't set up as he would like. He's obviously lost his front wing somewhere along the way. Not entirely sure how that's happened, but he's gotten it back to the pits. This will significantly hamper him in his efforts to stay in the championship fight, as Nicolas still romping away with the lead. He's now got a 16.5 second advantage on final Watson. Taki in the pits now as Yamamura is also in. And someone's gone off at, what is that? That's 100R. If I can get around to it. So Cameron there taking a look to the inside of Shinjo. That is a Shinjo just coming out of the pits, and oh my goodness, final Watson's just gotten it all wrong, and oh my goodness, that is the end of his race. That is the end of final Watson's race. He's just again
It's been
trying.
pretty bad latter half of the season. They haven't scored a podium since I'm trying to remember, but they've not had any podiums for the latter half of the season.
Yeah, I think the last podium they might have had would have been Watson's win. It's been a dreadful run of form for March 16 recently. Toto Wolff, I can see, is destroying another headset. And Watson, again, out of a race. When was the last time they even finished a race? It would be the Rivière Noire Grand Prix, where Watson finished 4th. And indeed, their last podium would have been Watson's win at the Granite State Grand Prix, which is 8 races ago. So, at the very least, they'll be hoping that Magda Srvanski's car holds together and she can hold it on the road. Because they desperately need the points. They are starting to come under threat from Euromotor in the Constructors' Championship. So that is now bolstered Nicolas' lead in this race to 19.2 seconds. Humbert Moyamudi is now in 3rd place, 26 seconds off the pace. And then we've got Malik in 4th, Kremnitsky in 5th, although he'll soon be overtaken by the recovering Bradley Dagnall. They're now over 40 seconds off the pace. We've got Diego Alvarez Torrente into the pits for Jones. I think I can't remember if it was this race or this race last year or a different one where Torrente had a... No, I think Torrente finished 2nd in this race last year, but it was a different race that he was in a position to win. I think that was the Australian Grand Prix, in fact, before his car broke down.
See, I think this is we're on pitch cycles now, which Fu ends up in 14.
Yeah, we will be expected to see a lot of pit stops in this race. I don't think anybody's really thinking about making the 1 stop work, so it's really between the 2 and the 3 in this race.
Considering how traditional the race is, Nicola may not be guaranteed to win at this point. We'll see.
I don't know what Magda Srvanski is doing. Is there an issue on her car? There doesn't appear to be an issue on her car, but she's taking some very interesting racing lines down this.
I think
down...
that's not really defense. That's not really defense. I'd say it's just a very strange weaving. That's the way Moody maybe has making a gesture there towards the Hungarian.
He's just sort of raising his hand like, what are you doing, Magda? And what is she doing?
I guess trying to hold the line, but that's kind of dangerous considering we're in pit cycle now. There could be cars coming out of that section of track.
Well, she's just sort of weaving left and right across the track here. Moutier wants to get past, which is oh goodness! So she almost ran him right out of road there.
This is her trying to say what she thinks of the French driver. As Moutier makes the pass, I'm not sure what Stravinsky's doing there.
Yeah, she's just she was several seconds up the road from Moutier, but now she's just handed the position over, and we now have a Holiday 1-2.
I'm sure Moutier seems a bit exasperated about that, but a 1-2 finish for Holiday would be a good way for Moutier to end his stint in ARWS. If things stay as they are.
Yeah, I mean, we do have a long way to go. We're still over 50 laps remaining in this race. Nicolas with a lead of, we'll see it at the line here, I think it's roughly half a minute over.
As Holiday announced who was replacing Moutier for the final race, they missed that.
I don't believe they have as of yet.
I believe Nick Holiday, son of the owner, is a reserve driver. Perhaps he is supposed to come in.
I don't think so. I think he's not quite experienced enough. It'd be a big jump from F3 into one of these very powerful, very quick ARWS cars. I'm not sure he's quite ready for that jump as of yet.
Yeah, I guess we'll see soon. We saw how quickly Raven Racing Point, who runs a not as tight a ship as Holiday, but they seem to announce their drivers pretty quickly, so I'm curious what the issue is here.
I mean, they kind of had to announce their drivers quickly, considering the,
Is this for position, or...?
Yeah, this is for position here. This is, Yamamura and Torrente have just pitted, and they're getting around Fu Wen, it seems. And that is the recovering Kalon as well. Ooh, Torrente, that is not an overtaking place.
He may say that he may have been cut off there, but I think that's a tricky spot to try to pass on the inside.
Yeah, it's a very high-speed corner. Not a lot of braking involved there. It's not if you're passing someone there, it's because they let you by pretty much. But Torrente's got a run here, I think. No, not quite close enough at the Dunlop chicane here, and so he's going to have to hold in position behind Fu Wen through this twisty final sector of the track.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate. So now you see Yamamura starting to pull away. Shows this third sector is more important than many people give credit for. We see he'll get the power to get past the Chinese driver.
Yeah, and Torrente will very easily take 15th place from Fu Wen there. As
Lon may try to go for it as well if he has...
Oh no, Magda Savansky with an issue! There's a water leak on the Ford EcoBoost motor, oh my goodness.
I guess the troubles persist for March 16.
And she just sort of...
nasty bit of a hit.
I think she's okay after that, but that was, I think that was more out of frustration than anything else. It's been a bitterly disappointing...
steering there is what happened.
Sorry?
She may have lost steering there, so it kind of jerked to the left there.
Possibly, but, yeah, possibly.
This is why we have the chicane there, because it's pretty... I think only the Super GTs don't use the chicane there. That could have been a much nastier hit if the chicane wasn't being used for the race. Yeah, the trouble persists. They can get 4th places, but podiums still elude them, it seems.
Well, we've only had the 1/4 place since Watson's win, and aside from that, they haven't finished a single race, I don't think.
They've gotten 2 4th places and 11th place since then, if we're counting
well, the
classified
11th
finishes.
place was a classified finish. They weren't running at the end of that race. As we've got Holm has now worked his way back up into 4th place, past both checkmates here. Kremnitsky doing a pretty decent job, at least, of hanging on to the back of his championship hopeful teammate, Václav Malish, although, again, is a little bit of a long shot for Malish, but not quite as much as, I think, as Carl and McFry at this stage.
Clearly the momentum is with the young Czech driver. I know it's probably why he's sticking around next season and not the Slovakian.
I mean, it's also the fact that Malish has been one of the standout drivers of this season. He's very
top teams want to try to snatch him in the coming seasons.
Yeah, well, if that's the case, is there an issue? Oh my goodness, there's an engine failure for Phillippe Nicolas! Oh my goodness! And just like that, the entire race and championship has turned on its head.
That means, as we're going to see, Moin Moutier is going to take the lead. That'll be quite the way to end a very left-at career if he ends it with a race win.
And there you have it! Your new race leader is Humbert Moin Moutier! And second place goes to Bradley Dagnall!
I assume a lot of people are going to be hoping Dagnall could catch him for, like, considering how much vitriol from and heartache that French drivers created over the years.
Yeah, I mean, Dagnall is catching him at quite a rate. He's, he definitely has the pace on the Frenchman, and should probably catch and pass him before too long, as we've got Kremnitsky into the pits.
This is a routine stop.
Yeah, it looks like a routine stop for Kremnitsky. I think this...
It's like he's going for a 2-stopper, I think, yeah.
No, I think that's a free stopper he's on. It looks like a very, very short second stint there, as Torrente continues to fight his way through the field, taking 13th here. We got Zidane back into the pits.
Foxdale surprisingly holding speed there, despite having a noble power deficit.
It is quite a stout package in a straight line, though, the Foxdale is.
Yeah, because I know, as we do not know if what will come with the Mugen. So I know Honda's switching to a V12 style engine power package next season. So they seem impressed with how the Mugens have gone and want to do what they used to. They jump in as a work team after their customer outfit proves promising.
I'm not sure who would be the Honda Works team. My feeling would be Mecha, since they also ran the Mugen Honda last season. But we'll see exactly how that's.
Shinjo, this is for position, I believe.
Yeah, this is Shinjo pressuring Summers for 16th. Tries to squeeze him out of room there, but Shinjo forces his way to the inside, and he will take 16th position. So that is
strong performance on one of his home races.
Yes. Dagnall is catching Moin Moutier. He caught him by about 1 second on that previous lap, a little over a second.
He has clean air into the 3rd sector, so he's really making the most of the current positioning of the cars. So he has quite a few cars to get through, because I'm sure Moin Moutier's gonna get at least one more car between him and the Briton.
Yeah, he'll easily breeze past Nathaniel Cameron down the straight here. The Jones is quite a draggy car in a straight line.
Past the 1/3 mark, just plenty of race to go. So,
but Dagnall's cut that lead down to 3 seconds. Holm is a further 5 seconds back, and Takuma Taki is within 14 seconds of the race lead currently. So, in fact, Malish is Also, not too far back, 16.7 seconds, although I don't anticipate he'll stay that far behind. Considering the power deficit, as we've got Kara into the pits, and so is Ben Fleet.
Yeah, it's a real battle in the like 4th, 5th in the constructors. Going to be between Kara and the 2 Foxdale drivers.
Yeah,
seems to be where
solid,
he's been.
Solid work by the Young Wong team there. Ben Fleet having a bit of a longer wait on the fuel there. So I'm not sure he could be looking at a 2-stop here, but I think he's probably also on the 3-stop.
I think Kara's either a 3-stop or he's going very short on his 2nd stint.
Yeah, this is probably a 3-stop strategy for Kara.
They both get ahead of all this clutter behind them.
Oh goodness, that's Malik Zidane getting around Nathaniel Cameron. Let's have a look at that.
Yeah, but it's demonstrating despite a low power car, those Mugans can be surprisingly fast.
Yes, I mean it's not a massive power deficit between the Mugen Honda and the Bentley W12 in the back of the well, it's rebadged to VW in the back of that Jones.
And then next season, it's gonna, like, I think Checkmate's also rebadging, so they're gonna be the same engine, but 3 different engine marquees. I believe Checkmate's calling them Skodas. He's gonna call them Skodas next season.
In any case, though, it's not ideal for Jones. I think Shakuto is pouring himself another glass of wine on the pit wall after seeing that move. So Daggle has cleared that really little lot of traffic.
Don really wants to get past. Oh, these cars up ahead. Like, those 2 peaks are the next guys up ahead. Yes, or a Summers right now.
Yes. Don't think they've pitted yet, so they may be on the 2-stop strategy here, both of them. Zidane looking to make another move here down the main straight. This has been a I'd say he's been steadily improving through the season as Zidane, but Summers here looking to try the crossover on the Egyptian.
There's
here.
There's a car in between them too. That Simpson was peeking there.
Yeah, but Summers.
Because they did this. The contenders do not want to be seeing this. The front runners do not want these guys fighting for position.
Yeah, they don't. But like, these guys are fighting for positions themselves. Like that. It's not their job to worry about the race win, what these guys are doing, anyway. As I think Moy Moutier has now cleared most of the lap traffic here. Bradley Dagnall's got the lead down to 2 seconds, only has Shinjo between himself and the leader, but he will have to hope Shinjo decides to pull over and allow him through in this final sector. There's
a huge crowd I'm noticing on like the 3rd on this whole section. There's not many cars out on their own here.
Zidane has actually pulled away quite a margin over Nathaniel Cameron since overtaking the Jones, so that's again that's really not what you want to be seeing.
Oh,
as Taki now pulls into the pits. This is his well, it's his 2nd trip into the pits, but his first scheduled stop, I do believe. So Taki, I think at this stage is probably just going to be making one more pit stop, I would imagine.
Well, by this time, he's probably going to pass, if the car holds, he will pass Nicola, and the Simpsons are in problems, so just quietly bag some points. I don't think he'd be pushing too hard for the win.
Yes, especially as has been mentioned, the lack of having significant practice time means he's not really going to be in the fight for the win on pace at the very least in that car.
And the only driver he has to worry about is Malish. Finish ahead of Malish just to be safe.
Yeah, but I think that should take care of itself. Like Malish is not really as as sterling an effort as he's been putting in this season, I don't think he's quite on the pace of Taki, even at this stage, as lawn pits here.
I mean, he's making the most of that car, since with much they also had a penalty going into the season, which hurt car development. The Racing Points, at least for all the vitriol, they build a strong vehicle, but the Bentleys have worked with one hand tied behind their back all season.
So Lawn returns to the track in 17th place here, just behind that, the behind likes of Torrente, Zidane, Shinjo. As Dagnall's now within a second of the race lead here. Last time over the line, so
He has some clean air coming up, so hopefully he can get for, looks like there's like 5 more cars a bit of ways up the road, so hopefully he can try to make the pass pretty soon.
Yeah, we've got both the Foxtails and both the young ones, and will be soon caught by these two. So Dagnall will want to get this move done before then if he can, but he'll also want to get it done before Edward Holm catches a pair of them, because Holm has been on an absolute charge here in that Simpson. Now within 3.5 seconds of the lead, it is rapidly closing around that final sector.
Yeah, I think that Simpson's flying. I mean, he's got a spin earlier, so he'd probably be well ahead of these cars if he didn't spin earlier.
So Moyen-Moutier on this lap, well, I don't think we particularly care about the relative speeds, because Dagnall,
I believe they pitted. I believe Holm had, was that Holm who pitted? Yeah,
Holm pitted rather than...
That's probably why he was running light fuel, so maybe that's why he was going so fast.
So this looks like a 2-stop strategy as well for Edvard Holm. And Malish is also pitting, so he's also on the 2-stop.
There's another car coming in, I think. I forgot what pit crew is that.
I don't think anybody else is coming in as of yet. Yeah, it doesn't look like that is the case. Moyen-Moutier hanging on to the lead for now from Dagnall, but Dagnall's all over the back of that holiday. Holm, yeah, I think he probably pitted there just to get out, just so he wouldn't have to lose time by fighting these two on track. It's a tiny bit of pit strategy there by Simpson, because he's dropped into a very, very large bit of clean air there that he can put in some very quick lap times and potentially jump past these two, as we've got Fu Wen into the pits for Young Long, but Dagnall charging down this front straightaway, pulls out of the toe, and he will take the race lead from Humbert Moyen-Moutier. So that's Dagnall back to the lead here in Fuji Speedway. Moyen-Moutier down to second, as Edvard Holm is running third, just ahead of Takuma Taki in the Racing Point.
As Carmen Torrente is also in.
Indeed. Looks like a 2-stop strategy for the peak as well.
But does Carmen have a contract for next season? I did not see so far.
No, she does not. She, I can't remember, but Peak did sign someone else to that car. I can't remember exactly offhand who it was. Riley Griffith, that's it. So it'll be
pretty heartbreak for her then, but not considering she was without a drive earlier this season. Now she may be off the grid again.
Yes, as but it will be another rookie on the grid as Humbert Moyen-Moutier dives into the pits here from second position. It will be interesting to see if he could come out, where he could come out relative to Holm and Taki here. Holm has been putting in some fantastically quick laps.
It looks like there's going to be quite a bit of traffic that they're going to be ending up in. Things are kind of spreading out now, so it's not as bad as it was 5 laps ago.
I think Holm will go through back up into second position as he's just set the fastest lap of this race. Holm absolutely on a charge here. He senses the opportunity for his 4th career win as Humbert Moyabutier comes out of the pits in 3rd place, right ahead of Takuma Taki. That is exactly what the Holiday team will be wanting to see, is their second driver actually be able to...
LeRon is in.
Actually be able to take some points off their main championship rival.
Well, will Saint-Laurent get ahead of this gaggle of cars?
I think he should be able to just about here.
Cara seems to have gotten ahead of both the Foxtails again after the pit cycle.
Yes. Not exactly sure what McFry's pit strategy is. I don't think we've seen him. Well, no, he must have pitted sometime earlier in the race, but
I believe Fleet's going for a 2-stop strategy, so he's not in a rush to catch them. Maybe, no, it looks like it'll be one more stop.
I think he's on the free stopper. Meanwhile, Takuma Taki is trying to find a way around Moyamutier, but he's not especially close here. There is a decently sized gap, considering this is Humbert Moyamutier we're talking about, and it really goes to show the issues they've had in setting up this car, the limited practice time they've had. Of course, they did score a pole and set a fastest lap, but that was with Alberto Cara, so I'm not sure if that's that setup particularly favors Taki if they try to just use the notes from that setup. Holm continues to charge away at the front here, closing down rapidly on Bradley Dagnall. I think when Dagnall makes his next pit stop, he will hand the lead over to
these
Holm.
These cars are fine for position, so that's gonna hold up Moyamutier. Yeah,
but Moyamutier just set his personal best lap time there, 120.7, 7/10 quicker than Takuma Taki. That is going to be the source of some frustration as Fu Wen gets it all wrong at 100R. Clatters a barrier, and that car, I think, is done for the day. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, that's it for Fu Wen. Again, drivers keep trying to catch him on the outside, but it's not going to work.
Yeah, I think the
rare DNF for the Yongwang team.
Yeah, most of their DNFs, though, have been on that second car, which is not speaking well for Fu Wen, I don't think, unfortunately, because he has shown some improvement this season, but I'm not sure if it will be enough for him to hold on to that seat, unfortunately. Continuing to scythe his way through lap traffic here. It takes another couple seconds out of Bradley Dagnall on that last lap. I'm not entirely sure when Dagnall will next pit, as we've got Nathaniel Cameron entering the pits as well as Aurora Summers. But Dagnall will surely hand over the lead to Holm when he makes this next pit stop. I think we've got a bit of a fight brewing here between the Foxtails. It's Ben Fleet and Marvin McFry here. Prix, of course, the lead driver in the championship. Oh,
That's
no,
just
never
the
mind. He
pit.
dives into the pits. That isn't a battle.
Like he knew it was probably best to do the pit now and not slow down his teammate. We see things are slowing down now. Not many battles at the moment.
Not presently. No, it doesn't seem to be the case.
Holmes 18.5 seconds off of Dagnall. He's got plenty of time to rein him in.
And Taki just can't seem to live with the pace of Humbert Moimutier. Set another personal best. I hesitate to say it, but this is something of a statement drive from Moimutier. As much as it can be, considering, you know, it's Humbert Moimutier, but this is about as good as I've seen him drive. He has, of course, a couple of podiums earlier this season, but he was able to secure another one here that would probably be his best performance of his career. Especially considering he would be taking a couple of points away from Takuma Taki.
His best finish has been third place. He's gotten 2 of them earlier in this season.
Yes, one at the Mediterranean Grand Prix at Urama and the German Grand Prix at the Norris Ring.
That's both early in the season.
He does continue to, again, attempt quicker than Taki on that previous lap. I think Taki's giving it everything he can on these tires, but he just doesn't have the pace to really challenge Moimutier.
We're past the halfway mark now, 34 laps to go or so.
Meanwhile, Edvard Holmes got the race lead down to 16 seconds versus Dagnall. Not sure who's on the 2-stop and who's on the free at this stage in the race, but of course both these drivers have had their issues. Dagnall had to pit with a throttle issue, of course, and Holmes spun off on his teammate's oil a little earlier in this race, so they've been in the wars a bit, but Holmes definitely the quicker on track at this stage. He's taken another couple of seconds out of that lead. It's under 14 now. There is a bit of traffic between himself and Dagnall, but I would imagine they probably shouldn't give him too much trouble. Zidane's back in the pits. This is his second pit stop of the race. And there is a bit of a short wait on the fuel, so he will be back in for a third pit stop, it does look like, as we got Kremnitsky into the pits as well, so Kremnitsky also on the free stop here. I'll allow Malish back up into 5th place here.
Also looks like another 3-stop as well. Seems to be the go-to strategy of this race.
I think that is Torrente looking to catch Yamamura. Though he was a bit slower on that previous lap. Kremnitsky comes out right in the knot of traffic here. As we've got Ben Fleet looking to slipstream with Holm, trying to get past Scalon, but doesn't look like that was quite on there. Oh, I think Lon just made the move on Fleet. And then Fleet tried to use the slipstream to get him back, but not quite able to get it done. But this has been a very solid drive so far from Ben Fleet. He's definitely been shading his teammate in this race. Summers allowing Kremnitsky through there. We've got Shinjo in the pits, and currently about 18 cars still running as we have passed the halfway mark here, so fairly high level of attrition early in this race. And into the pits comes Akira Yamamura, so this also is probably a free stop strategy for the Japanese driver for Adriatica. Of course, they have been re-signed to this seat for the 2025 season. And I think that's one of the Yang Wangs also entering the pits. I think that might be Kara.
The car's the one left running, so yeah.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Fuen is out. So this is also a free stop strategy for Kara. He will rejoin the race in, I think, 12th place.
That.
Yeah, 12th place.
Yep.
This Taki is now almost 3 full seconds behind Moimutier. When Moimutier returned to the race, he was less than a second ahead of Taki. And I know Taki has a little bit older tires than Moimutier, but you would considering the relative talent levels of these drivers, that Taki would still be able to find a way past him, but that's just not been the case. Up front, it is still Bradley Dagnall, although that lead has been cut down to just a little over 10 seconds, probably less than that at this stage, since they're about to complete another lap. Somebody's just come into the pits. That is Diego Verse Torrente in the Jones, so he's likely also on the free stopper. As we watch Edvard Holm now complete another lap and take Dagnall's lead down to 8.5 seconds. So it does look like this race is certainly swinging in the favor of Edvard Holm at this stage. But I'm sure he'll be the first to tell you that the race isn't over until he's actually finished the race. Not really seeing a lot of... Oh my goodness!
Oh,
Kremnitsky has spun at the Dunlop chicane! My goodness, what happened here?
It's like he turned in too early. Got the power too early.
Yeah, it looks like he like, I don't know why he was hitting the throttle that early. He hadn't even hit the apex. Oh, Andre, he's just pushing himself far too hard. That's been the story of his season, really. Aside from, like, the reliability issues whenever he's been running well. Okay,
safely rejoin.
He's
the question.
Should be able to here.
Yeah, he's technically behind Fleet.
Yes, but it's incidents like that which have cost him the seat for 2025, and considering how quickly seats seem to be filling up for 2020 for the next season, as we've got Bradley Dagnall into the pits. Edvard Holm will take the lead here.
Like he will be also doing a 3-stop.
It does look to be the case. A very short wait on the fuel there, and this will probably drop Dagnall back to about 4th place. But back to Kremnitsky, he's been making loads of errors like we just seen throughout the season, and it's when you compare that against how very consistent Václav Malish in the other checkmate has been. It's no wonder that he's looking for another drive next season, and there's not a huge amount going around. Now they are starting to fill up quickly. Although there are still, Holiday, Mecha, Foxdale, March 16, and Yongguang haven't announced either driver so far this season, but I'm not sure if any of them would be particularly interested in signing Kremnitsky, given how comprehensively he's been demolished by Malish this season. Kremnitsky now...
Kremnitsky's gonna pass Fleet to try to get back 8th place.
Yeah, he's going to try to, but this is not the place to be doing it. And...
Yeah, Yamamura not far behind these two.
Yeah. He hasn't long made his second pit stop either, has Kremnitsky. So he's probably cooked this set of tires. He'll be able to get past Sleet here, but it's definitely compromised his race, I think. In fact, he's running behind Kalon, who's now within 15 seconds of his teammate, which... Doesn't look to be due a pit stop particularly soon. I think he's on the 2-stop strategy. Though effectively a free stop, given, of course, his lap 1 incident. But this was very quietly turned into an excellent race from KL1, I have to say. We got, I think that's Ben Fleet now jumping into the pits. This should be...
Yeah, behind Kara again, I think.
Yeah, probably drop him behind Kara, probably behind McFry at this stage. Now looks like a short wait on the field here, so he will be pitting again in this race.
Yeah. Not many drivers on the 2-stoppers. One more is about 30,
Dagnall's also passed Taki for third. We missed that a little earlier, but...
took advantage of a slow car.
Yeah, it looks like he was able to use Diego versus Torrente as a pick there to get around... the... Yeah, it looks like he was able to use the Jones of Diego versus Torrente to get around the racing point. Kremnitsky trying to find a way around the peak here.
This is for position?
No, this is not for position.
No,
they're both running currently, what is that, 17th and 18th, just right at the back of the field, as they've been for most of the latter part of the season, to be honest.
No. There's Yamamura trying to close that gap on Kremnitsky. Kremnitsky's trying to claw back up Yamamura's using the toe to ride the way up the field. Yeah,
so Kremnitsky on that previous lap was 1:23.6. Yamamura nearly a full second quicker. So again, Kremnitsky struggling now that he's probably flat spotted that set of tires, and Yamamura is quickly closing in on the checkmate.
Kremnitsky uses the car through the traffic, but if the Slovak's gonna slow down, it's probably Yamamura probably wants to pass him soon.
Also, we possibly have a battle for second brewing soon, as Moy Moutier is getting rapidly closed down once again by Bradley Dagnall.
They have to swirl this lap traffic first before Dagnall can make a move.
Well, he's done just that. There's nothing but clean air between himself and Moy Moutier. Although I think Moy Moutier will probably be able to get around Yamamura before Dagnall.
If this becomes a battle for 8th, that's going to complicate this battle for second.
Yeah, I don't think so, because Moimudi has just about caught Yamamura here. Although Dagnall is just charging through this final sector here. Very close behind the Holiday here.
Not enough to pass, but definitely take advantage of the toe. Moimudi is making the pass on Yamamura up ahead.
Yeah, there goes Moimudi, and Dagnall will also be able to get that move done into turn 1.
Caught them in the braking zone. Now he's right on Moimudi's tail, so that worked out wonderfully for the Breton.
Yeah. Now Dagnall just needs to hold position behind Moimudi through the high-speed section here, and probably best to try his luck at the Dunlop chicane. The next braking zone after this this hairpin here. Of course, that has broken up the battle for 8th temporarily as Dagnall there pulls out.
Nope.
But it doesn't feel
not much of a window when trying to pass
there. Not sure
we
exactly.
Saw passes there earlier in the race. You have a very narrow window to do so.
See exactly why Dagnall backed out there.
Not a.
Ooh, there was room there, but Moimudi squeezed it probably a little bit more than Dagnall was comfortable forcing his way through. That is Torrente lapping his way past Summers there. So I think Dagnall probably set up this move down the main straight. Is probably the best place for, well, I mean for most moves to be done, but especially for the Euromotor.
Yeah, we got Kremnitsky in the way. I think he's gonna go for it now.
Yep. And it's just as easy as that. Bradley Dagnall up to 2nd place.
Is he gonna put Kremnitsky between him? And...
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Moimudi not able to get past the Slovak there. So that's so Dagnall now can just focus on pumping in some quick laps and seeing if he can do anything about Edvard Holm. But considering Holm is now over 28 seconds ahead, I'm not sure he's got the pace to get that job done.
The whole managed to turn this around now. I think it's the hold-off racing point in the constructors if things hold for now.
So Moimudi has gotten around Kremnitsky. We'll see now if Yamamura can close in and challenge Kremnitsky for 8 before Taki catches them.
It won't be this lap. Taki may be held up for this lap. Here.
There's about a second between Kremnitsky and Yamamura currently. Oh no, Moimudi! Oh goodness, the Ford engine is giving up on Moimudi, and it's going to be a double DNF for Holiday. And Moimudi.
Not how you want to end your. Not how you want to end your. Not how you want to end your final race.
Yeah, Moimudi with his. This is his final race of his ARWS career, and he's actually been doing well. I never thought I'd say that, but he's actually been driving well for once. And it's all going to be for nothing because that engine is no more.
Very up and down, oddly short career, but a lot of highs and a lot of lows. But probably again, you don't want to end your final race.
I mean, I think it's been mostly lows for him. Let's be fair. So as a result, Yamamura lost a few tenths there to Kremnitsky, but I'm not sure if. Yeah, I think that might have cost them the chance here to try and make a move before Taki.
I think this is the most screen time we've seen of Yamamura. Again, their teammates have scored all the podiums, but Yamamura's been like this, getting like lower half top 10 finishes all season.
Yeah, it's just sort of quietly racking up finishes, it seems.
Because they have demolished both Burrell and Vosu in the standings so far.
I mean, a lot of that is because of the reliability of the other car has been quite shocking. As we've got our race leader into the pits, it's Edvard Holm. And I don't...
Get to the end.
Yeah, this should be enough to get him to the end here. So he does effectively have a full pit stop over Bradley Dagnall here. Because Dagnall still needs to make one more pit stop. He will just retake the lead here. But I have to imagine it won't be long before Holm catches and repasses him.
Well, hopefully all his bad luck is gone. He had a spin earlier. Maybe his luck is finally improving a bit.
Yes, maybe he dodged a bullet with that one. Of course, we have seen a couple of cars crash heavily in that 100R corner. Tomo Kazuma has been taken to the Imperial Care Center. They have been. She is awake and alert, but just checking her over to make sure she's all well and will be able to compete in the final race of the season here. Fina Watson and Fu Wen also met the end of their races there, although thankfully they didn't hit quite as hard as Kazuma did.
No, Holm has about 20 laps to catch Dagnall.
Well, I mean, he doesn't even need to catch Dagnall. Dagnall needs to pit again, so... Although he'll probably catch him anyway. He's only 4.5 seconds down. And has been tremendously quick all day long. Despite that spin, it's not deterred him at all. So you can see Taki's gotten around Yamamura here. I think Yamamura's best hope is for Taki to get around Kremnitsky and then cause the Slovak to lose a bunch of time and then try and find a way back past him.
See, Holm is trying to carve through more traffic.
Yeah, this is getting around Kalon. Certainly an ambitious move around the outside of the Bentley there, but fortunately Lon was
That's Lon's coming in for his
coming
final
into the
pit
pits
stop.
anyway, so no real reason to fight that. So this should be the last pit stop for Kalon. We'll see exactly where he comes out in the field here. I think he'll probably come out behind Kara here. Yeah, there goes Kara into 9th place, and Lon will rejoin in 10th. And that is Taki getting around Kremnitsky there. So Kremnitsky, I don't think lost enough time there to really allow Yamamura to really have a go at him. I think they'll probably try and get that move done during the next set of pit stops. As we've got Pierre Saint-Laurent in the other Bentley is now making his final pit stop. And that is someone else. I think that might be one of the peaks coming in. Yes, that's Carmen Alvarez Torrente also into the pits. Saint-Laurent will rejoin comfortably in 8th position, just ahead, well ahead of Cara, but not terribly far ahead of his teammate, considering that Lon, of course, did have to make that extra pit stop on lap 1 to replace both his wings. So this has been a very solid recovery drive from Lon to come back from those issues.
Yeah, I believe Cara has one more pit stop to make. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think Cara still needs to make one more stop here. Lon will probably get past him regardless, though. As we've got Holm is also closing in quite rapidly on Bradley Dagnall for the race lead.
Oh, will he make it stick here? Looks like it.
Yeah, that'll be easy enough for K-On. As we've got Holm rapidly closing in on Bradley Dagnall. That lead just over a second now. As the Dane is eyeing his 4th win of the season here. Moving back into a tie for most wins of the on the season with Phillippe Nicolas. But there is still a good 18, 17 and a half laps to go in this race. So a lot can still happen here. As I think the Foxtails are battling each other again. Yes, this is Ben Fleet setting himself up for a move on McFry, and he gets the move done. Question is, can Holm get this move done on Bradley Dagnall? We saw Kickert have all kinds of troubles trying to find a way past Dagnall earlier in this race, but Holm...
So he has the momentum here, but not enough speed to catch.
Yeah, the straight line speed of the Euromotor is just too much to really overcome there. So Holm will hold position in 2nd place for now.
Yeah, I think the Euromotors are best suited. Their low drag setup is pretty impressive from what he's seen.
We got someone else in the pits, I think that is, yes, that's Takuma Taki, so this should be Taki's final pit stop here. Should be pretty safe in 3rd place. I don't think Malish is going to be...
It's going to be important 3rd place with Nicola down. It's going to be Taki's title to lose, I think, in the final race.
Yes. Certainly does look that way at present. Of course, there is still quite a ways to go in this race. And that is Malish, in fact, pitting now with Martin McFry. We'll see now if Holm can get another good run at Dagnall down this main straightaway. He needs to pick his moment perfectly. Just sort of holding position about this far back from Dagnall and then make the move at the last second. Under braking.
He has to do one.
He does it right there. And that's the move. And that is Edvard Holm back into the race lead. So the question now is, can Dagnall maintain the gap over Takuma Taki, who is... Oh, somebody's in... Oh, no! That's Takuma Taki out of the race, it seems.
championship in stasis then. Like Nicolas holds a slight lead over Taki.
Suspension failure on the racing point. The front wing completely detaches for some reason. And Takuma Taki is out of the race.
I mean, this will promote the checkmates into third place if this holds.
Somebody else is retired from the race. That's Andrei Krenitsky. The engine has let go.
I guess the checkmate at least the right checkmate of DNF'd at least.
Yeah, but checkmate's in a pretty tight Constructors' Championship battle as well, so they're probably not.
Both are trying to pass Young Wong, with them and Adriatica. Of course, yeah, it's a very tight fight for third in the standings. There's like 5 different teams within like 30 points of each other. So I think that the outright title is between Holiday and, Simpson and Racing Point.
Cameron now making his final pit stop of the race. It's been a pretty dismal day for the Brit. Not really been in much of a battle with anyone who he was probably looking to fight at the start of this race, but he should be coming back out, I think, in 15th place here. There goes Yamamura, and Cameron rejoins in 15th place, almost a full lap behind his teammate Torrente. Almost a full lap behind Kalon, who also had issues early, but has really overcome them. But Cameron's just not had the pace at all today. So that should leave us with 15 cars still running in the race. Home continuing to pull away from Bradley Dagnall in the lead. And they've got a full lap now over Václav Malish in the 3rd position. So even though he isn't that far behind them on the track, he is a lap down. It's now Yamamura up into 4th position. Been an excellent drive for Yamamura to really maximize the opportunities he's had. Torrente up into 5th place, but is being caught here by Pierre Saint-Laurent in the Bentley. In fact, I think Torrente, yeah, he still needs to make a pit stop. As does Yamamura, in fact, so Saint-Laurent here on track for 4th place. And not terribly far behind is Kalon. Lon's only, 8.5 seconds behind his teammate. When you consider, of course, he had that lap 1 incident, lost both of his wings, and he's still only 8.5 seconds behind his teammate. It really goes to show how what kind of pace he's had during this race. I think that is Dagnall coming in to make his final pit stop of the race.
It's gonna be a short stint if you're coming in now.
Yeah, it should be just about 13 more laps in this race.
Hopefully he has the pace to try to catch home.
It's going to be a tough ask, though, because, I mean, with 13 seconds, he's going to need to be maybe 2.5, 3 seconds a lap quicker.
That's the gamble here, if he wants a chance of winning this race.
Yeah, no, probably 2.5 seconds. A lap quicker than Edvard Holm,
He'll have fresh tires, though, with similar fuel.
Yes, but Holm has been very, very quick in this race. So it's going to be difficult for Dagnall, no matter his tires, to catch Holm. Looks like the Peaks are battling for 14th position, the honor of being not last, it seems. This Carmen Alvarez Torrente here lines up her teammate. Side by side, something's happened at the hairpin here. Oop. So we'll get back to that battle between peaks in a moment.
This is for position, I believe.
Oh, goodness, and Cameron's just spun it.
Was trying to unlap himself from Yamamura.
Oh, just got on the throttle too quickly and just spun himself around. Gets himself back going again, but Carmen Alvarez Torrente, meanwhile, will get the move done on Summers. Sets Torrente up to 14th place here. And Cameron losing himself even more time in what has been a dismal race. He's significantly far behind Shinjo here. He was overtaken by Zidane as well earlier in this race. And Zidane all the way up into 10th place. Cameron's just really been struggling for pace. He's like practically about, what, half a lap behind the Mecha at this point.
Yamamura makes their final pit stop.
Yep, this will be Yamamura in. I think that is both of the Bentleys going through as well as Diego Alvarez Torrente. So
I think that Caro's also coming in for a final stop, yeah.
Yep, this is Kara in for his final stop. And I think Ben Fleet is also coming in as well.
Yep, that's the Fleet, or one of the Mecha, or the Foxtail coming through now.
Yep, and that is the final stop for Fleet. This is
Zidane,
I think, coming in. So a lot of cars here making their final pit stops.
Yeah, everyone's going for a quick final 10 laps or so, it seems. This will be a battle for 4th.
I don't think so, because it looks like Salaran is actually pulling away from Torrente here.
Done comes out.
And Torrente needs to make another pit stop anyway. Juan is only 4 seconds behind Saint Laurent now. So the French-Canadian losing a lot of time here in these last couple of laps to his teammate. It pretty much guarantees that as long as Malish's car holds together, he's probably guaranteed a podium here. As we got the Foxtails battling again, his Fleet, after his pit stop, comes out right behind his teammate. We'll be looking to make the move again here into the first corner. Not quite close enough to do it under braking.
I don't think they should be fighting, considering that one of them could have caught Kara if they weren't too busy swapping positions. Like, this is not the first time this race that happened.
Yeah, Kara isn't too far up the road. If they were more working together, they might be able to catch and pass him. But this is Shinjo in for his final pit stop, as is Diego Alvarez Torrente. So it'll allow both the Bentleys up into 4th and 5th place here. And I think that is the Foxtails making the move at the Fleet making the move at the Dunlop chicane. Yeah, gets a great run there out of the hairpin into the Dunlop curve, but it is costing them time that they are constantly swapping places like this. They're only about 8 seconds behind Kara. So that position might have been on the cards if they had been a bit more cooperative with each other.
Sorry. 9, less than 10 laps to go. Yeah, I pegged Malish was going to score a podium on one of the non-oval races. It looks like one of my bets is right if this holds, because he's been a dark horse contender in the championship.
Yeah, he probably should have gotten a podium in Britain at the Derby Airfield, but his car failed on him, like, with just a couple of laps to go when he basically had the podium all sewn up. Even so, it's been a remarkably
it's been a pretty impressive season for the Czech driver, especially since the odds-on was Kremnicki was going to finish ahead of him, going by the preseason testing.
So this is Yamamura just about to get lapped by Edvard Holm. It doesn't look like Dagnall has the pace to catch.
I think you're right in that
to even run quicker than Holm, let alone catch him. Yeah, Holm there.
Well, he's gonna have a lot of clean. He's gonna have a lot of clean air now. To put some laps in on.
Yeah, and Dagnall's coming up on a lot of traffic here. He's got both the Foxdales, Malish, both the Peaks. Diego Alvarez Torrente, Yamamura, and Shinjo before he can catch Holm. And again, that's even assuming he's even able to run faster than the Simpson, let alone at a rate that would allow him to catch him before the end of this race, which he, at this point, he would have to do about, what, 9, he's got about 4 seconds a lap quicker. Yeah, that's not happening. Cameron looking to close back in on Zidane here. Of course, Zidane did overtake him earlier in this race. He's just put in his personal best 122.7. Cameron with a 123.5. Yeah, he's not going to catch Zidane before the end of this race. So that's not going to be a battle.
Yeah, the mechas are surprisingly quick, despite having the low power setting.
Yeah, they do seem to be really well suited to the Fuji track. Lon is still lapping quicker than his teammate at this stage, and at this point, the gap, about 3.5 seconds, he might just catch him on the final lap. I don't think lapping Zidane there will give him too much grief, although he was able to take the apex without too much bother there, but Zidane did look to give him a bit of a scare there. In any case, Lon's now got the gap down to 3 seconds. Over half a second quicker than his teammate on the previous lap. The big question is, because they've got a lot of clean air ahead of them, what they can do without having to deal with any traffic.
So we have like 6 laps to go.
Yeah. And again, that's another half second that Lon's taken out of Saint Laurent. It's that gap just a little under 2.5 seconds now. It'll be about 5 laps remaining now. As Edvard Holm begins another lap. Again, with a very comfortable margin, well over half a minute here.
Well, it's either gonna finish the race or not finish at all. That's been his season so far.
Yes, and I mean, he's got such a gap over Dagnall. I can't see him losing this race unless it is for a retirement.
It's like a 70s turbo car. Either it's going to win the race or not finish at all.
Pretty much, yeah. So yeah, it looks like this is probably the battle on the track between the two Bentleys. As they complete another lap here.
It's the first time I've seen Saint Laurent like comfortably like ahead of the teammate. Yes, Lalonde has had a spin out, so it seems like Saint Laurent hasn't been that much slower than their teammate so far.
Yeah. Although Lon again has taken another half second out of Saint Laurent, and again at this rate he will catch Saint Laurent before the end of the race, but the question is, can he find a way around his teammate? Yes, every lap that that other Bentley in Lon's
he's running out of laps.
Slightly bigger.
He's running out of laps. Can he do it in half? Can he do it in half a second? Like half a second per lap.
I mean, he will catch him on the final lap at this rate.
Let's see if it's another half second. 0.9 goes down to 1.4, about half a second.
Yeah, again, another half second. It's been lap after lap. He's been taking out half a second from Saint Laurent's advantage. Yeah. And every lap that Bentley in Saint Laurent's mirrors gets a little bit bigger.
Yeah, the start finish line's about 2/3 of the way down the straight, so he'll have maybe just enough if he has the slipstream path.
Yeah, yeah, we have seen moves get done just through the slipstream, of course, here. So, it is, it can be done. Of course, the problem here for Lon is he's going up against a car with the exact same design as his own, so.
Milan's plays patience. Also, he's sort of what's holding the Bentley team together for what's not been a blockbuster start to their ARWS work as the team Bentley. I believe they're the Kahama team. They're actually the Kahama team running as the Bentley.
Yeah, but they were good last season. It was just a case of the Mammoth Fine as Lon's taken another half second out of Saint Laurent there. That gap just slightly under a second here with still 3 more laps to go.
And they seem confident with this duo. With a lot of teams who are sacking driver, they seem to be comfortable with this lineup going to 2025.
Well, they were able to finish second in the World Constructors Championship last year. Again, it was really just the fine that has really set them back, yeah. But they have been able to get some solid results with this duo. Oh my goodness! Edvard Holm! Oh my goodness!
Says Llama seems to be having a moment on the paddock as
Oh no, that poor Stefan. I can't. That poor llama.
Oh no,
goodness, he's just thrown it away. Edvard, you had the race won.
I'd call that reject of the race right there.
Yeah, I don't think there's any...
Considering that's not the first time we've seen a driver overcommit going outside on the 100R.
There were, and the thing is, he's just trying to lap Nathaniel Cameron here. There was no reason for him to be doing that. He's just completely thrown away a win. That's bad.
Like, Daniel can take it easy now. He just needs to cruise it home.
Yeah, and my goodness.
Which means this is now a battle for third between the two Bentleys.
Yeah, but for home, like, that's thrown away 50 points for Simpson. Like, he'll still get a decent haul here, better than Taki, but probably, I mean, they probably could have sealed up the Constructors' Championship with this win, more or less. But, it's all gone now. Bradley Dagnall inherits the lead. He has a full lap on that Vaslam Malish. So if he doesn't throw it off, he's basically got this race won. Lon here now just a little over half a second behind his teammate. This battle continues to intensify between the two Bentleys.
So I believe this will be about. Are there 2 laps or 1 lap down? They're
1 lap down. They'll next time around this will become a battle for third position between the two of them.
Yeah, very top level performance from both the Racing Point and the Simpson teams there.
Yeah, I mean it's a double DNF for both of them. It's a double DNF.
Yeah, I think they're well clear the other teams.
Holiday.
I think even if Mouth second place, the fact Kremitzky's out means they're not going to get the maximum point haul to become.
So Lon will be looking to make a move here down this main straightaway. He's right in the slipstream of his teammate.
As Mouse is now in second, these guys will be battle for third now.
Yeah, not quite close enough to really overcome the deficit there, but he's really putting the pressure on his much younger teammates here.
He'll have 2 more attempts. He'll have 2 more attempts because 71 is the
final lap. Dagnall, leading by a full lap here. Malish has inherited second, and Saint-Laurent has taken over third. This was a battle for the final spot on the podium between the two Bentley teammates. The question is, can Lon get a better exit from the final corner here? Can he get a better slipstream down the main straight?
Like I was saying, this could be a team to watch for 2025, considering that, as you said, they've been fine with 1 ham time behind their back with that fine in the preseason.
Yes, yeah.
The fact that they may be able to snag a podium from it, sort of a testament to how impressive this team can rebuild from a bad spot.
Yeah, well, I think Lon had a podium earlier this season at Derby, as he's got a little bit much better run on his teammate here. At the line, he has third place, but Saint-Laurent with a crossover move into turn 1. He's not going to be giving this position up without a big fight, and Lon's going to have to make that move again here on the final lap, as we've got Bradley Dagnall handling the final corner. And, I mean, he led 3 different times, but he certainly hasn't won this race on pace. I don't think he cares, though, because Bradley Dagnall has won the Japanese Grand Prix. Oh goodness, and we've had a swap for third place right there at the Dunlop chicane. Lom wasn't going to wait for to make the move at the slipstream, coming to the line. Gets a great run there. And Saint Laurent has to give him the space. Lon takes over third place on the final lap. What a spectacular comeback drive for Lon, as we've got Malish finishing second here. That's his
fantastic run for the checkmate driver.
That's his third career podium. Cara finishes 7th, Carmen Torrente 14th, Ben Fleet finishes 8th, McFry 9th. Roar Summers here will be the 15th and last finisher. Although 14th and last finisher, but 15th overall because I don't think she got around. Oh no, she didn't in the end. Lon gets the podium from his teammates in a daring last lap battle between the pair of them. Zidane 10th. Cameron could only finish 11th in the end. Yamamura will come across the line now and pick up 5th place and another very valuable pole for Adriatica. Diego Alvarez Torrente will take home 6th. And
Shinjo's our last got across the line.
Yeah. So in the end, Bradley Dagnall has lapped the field and won at Fuji Speedway. Although, let's be fair. That's only because Edvard Holm crashed with 3 laps to go, under no pressure at all.
Yeah, people keep trying to go wide on that 100R, and it keeps not working for them. You think they would have given him warning to take it easy there, but apparently...
Yeah, there was absolutely no need, and he's put his poor llama through even more heartbreak. But it will be a close championship finale between, I think, Phillippe Nicolas, Takuma Taki, and Vaslav Malish, because I think that 48-point hole for him in this race will get him to a position where he isn't that far off the championship lead. With Taki finishing 16th with a retirement with a suspension failure, and Nicola 20th with the engine failure. So that is about... Yeah, he's gained about 25-ish points on both of them, so he should be roughly in the title fight. I don't think Kickert's really in the championship fight. I think this will also be the end of the championship battles for Cara and McFry. If not, it'll be very, very marginal for them. Humbert Moyamoudier finished 18th in his final ARWS race before retiring. Despite that, though, it was a very solid performance by him, running ahead of Takuma Taki until that engine did let go.
This feels like the final race. A lot of drivers are suddenly leaving a race before the end.
Fu Wen, Final Watson, and Tomo Kazuma all crashed out at 100 hours, similarly to Holm. We also had early retirements from the likes of Vozu, Yoncher, and Kickert. Yoncher, I think he must be really ruining that transmission failure, because you have to think he would have won this race if it was not for that.
I think drive the race probably goes to Bentley, though again, that's probably let down from Kalon spinning. I think he could have actually been even higher in the standings if he didn't have that spin early on in the race.
Yeah, he probably could have taken second instead of Malish if it wasn't for that early. Well, it wasn't a spin. It was he took off his front wing on the run down to turn 1, and then his rear wing got taken off by Yamamura.
But I think now Yamamura may actually not a chance to pass Peak to not be last in the
it would be March 16 if anyone. As for the fastest laps in this race, it's the fastest lap does indeed go to Edvard Holm, but that's no consolation to him at all. Marco Jancher takes home the second quickest lap, and Emma Kickert the third quickest lap. And you can see there, Taki at full...
was faster than Malish. Had a fastest lap than Malish, I'm noticing.
Yeah, he was... I mean, it goes to show how absolutely on it he was after that disastrous lap one, and to recover home, to bring home a third place podium I think that has to go down as one of his very best drives in his career.
But Yamamoto's down in 15th, sort of a testament to how that driver can stay out of trouble.
Yeah, and stay out of trouble and just lap consistently, and that is a key skill to have in ARWS. But that will be it for today, and we will see you...
Final showdown in Adelaide next time.
Yes, the final showdown, the Australian Grand Prix at Adelaide. We'll see you there.
Take care, everyone.